All right, guys, welcome to our unique devotion. So, we're on 1 Corinthians chapter 13. So, for you guys, if you're new to this channel, there's just a few things that you may be able to know. One, when I do a chapter, it's really just what I call ingestion time. It's meant to take a moment and read through it the first time and start to just get an idea of what's happening, how it's laid out, start to get maybe a picture of what's happening, even start to maybe see something standing out. It's sort of the beginning of the process, the learning process. Then what I do is I go back to the very beginning of the chapter the next time and the time after that, and we break down those sections and then look for something to think about. Sometimes that's a question, sometimes it's a statement, sometimes it's a quick point, sometimes it's a long point, but every time we try to find something to think about for the day, for the next couple of days, something to help us grow in connecting with the God that we are thinking about, the God that we want to know more about, the God that we want to be closer to and more, intimate with. So that's what happens. There's also some really cool stuff on the side of this channel. I like to try to put information in the description box that links you to other aspects of unique devotion. Even sometimes I come across some really good articles or some good information, some other great videos that I like to post down there. Sometimes I just post some pump-up music, some EDM music that I love to listen to. There's playlist on playlist on playlist of other books of the Bible that we've been going through. This is 3 years now. Actually, I think over 3 years. I'd have to re-look at that number of information and just working through books of the Bible. So far, we've only done New Testament books, but we've done a lot. So if there's one that's a favorite or one that you're curious about, go check them out. Hit those playlists, just their entire books. I don't skip anything. I usually don't skip around. I work through the whole thing so that it tends to make a little bit more sense. There's also a new playlist. It's called The Worship Experience. And what I've done there so far, there's 4, maybe 5 songs that are more God worship oriented. They're really powerful. The words are important. Sometimes you come across Christian songs that, it's uplifting, but if you really look at the words, it doesn't necessarily jive with biblical understanding. It's kind of a stretch, which is okay. But these songs are really fun and powerful, especially if you're having a bad day or you're really tired. They're very helpful. There's also another playlist, another music playlist, because I love music. This one is Pump Up Ultimate, I believe, or it's Ultimate Pump Up. Oh my gosh, I already forgot. But it's got hundreds of awesome EDM music, just fun music. It's not necessarily Christian, but none of them that I am aware of, because I've listened to all of them multiple times, have like lewd comments, crude comments, foul language. Most of them don't even have any words. They're just fun, ready to get into, engage in it. You can hit the repeat button. You can hit the random button, and just have some fun with that. And you should. There's so many in there. You should really have a long time before you re-listen to another one. So, those are things for you to know about this channel. And if you are new, even if you're not new, just welcome. Thank you for joining in. Please subscribe, and come back again and be able to engage, ask questions, give your thoughts, your perspective on this channel. So, here we go. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I'm just going to read through it. So, hopefully you're all ears. This is what you came for. The title is The Greatest Gift. So again, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Though I speak with tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understanding all my mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails, but whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part will be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know just as I also am known. And now abide faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love. So that ends the chapter. That is so small but so jam-packed. I hope there are some things that maybe you've heard before, some ideas. Even if you haven't heard, you've heard about hope and love and faith. You've got something rolling around in your mind now. Everyone who watches this channel and is watching this video has some form and level of intelligence that you know what's going on. I know you know. So next time, like I said, we're going to go back to the beginning of that, and I might have to really go like small section to small section on this, because there's some good stuff here. But let's just see what happens. That's sort of how it goes. I read a section and then we look for something to think about, and you may see something different than what I see, and that's beautiful, because if I'm focusing on, and God's pulling me to think about love and how I'm loving others and myself and Him, but He's really putting in your heart about faith, like, don't think that you're wrong because you think something different than me. Put that in the comments below. You know, if you agree, you know, why do you agree? Put that in the comments below. Let other people know that, you know, they're not alone in this thought process. I come across a number of people who are afraid to put comments, but what they don't understand is their thoughts are just as important, just as powerful as what I'm trying to point out here. And when we formulate a group of people all converging our thoughts and our perspectives on one thing, it gives us a broader understanding, a larger context of what this scripture is really doing to people's hearts. You know, sometimes I get it kind of wrong, or I misinterpret a word, and then we have to come full circle, reread it again, relook at it again, rethink about it again, but we're always moving towards wanting to know more and gaining more perspective. When we do that together, it becomes this beautiful thing. So this channel's growing and people are starting to get that, so let's keep that rolling. Let's keep sharing on your social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. Tell people about this channel, bring them in, tell them how important their perspective is also. Let's just keep growing this. Eventually, I just get this feeling, which is why I keep making these videos and keep putting out the content and sharing my perspective, that somewhere along the way, despite YouTube's want to block my growth, which they actually are kind of doing in a small way. Some of it's my fault because I didn't know certain things in the beginning 3 years ago, but they still continue to sort of block my growth. I think that this channel is going to explode at some point. It's going to just blossom into something big and totally show them up that they can't stop people from growing and learning in this way. So, I've rambled enough. The most important part was the scripture. If you need to, rewind to where I start the scripture. Listen to the scripture and then stop. You don't have to listen to this whole video. You never have to listen to me rambling. The most important part is the scripture and you trying to connect with God. So, I guess that brings me to the end of this one. Until next time, I know that God is giving you all the blessings you deserve, even more so all the blessings you don't deserve. Have a wonderful day. Peace. I'm still practicing. Love. Oh, it's coming. And diamonds. I got to keep practicing. Peace, love, and diamonds. I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.